Hi, I'm Rita Wilkins, also known as the Downsizing Designer. So happy 4th of July and God bless America. So tonight I want to talk to you about 5 minimalist lifestyle tips that you can have for a simpler lifestyle and simpler way of living. So do you ever hear yourself wishing that you could go back to the good old days when life seemed so much simpler and when you didn't feel pulled in so many different directions, and when you actually had time to just simply enjoy the moment? So ever since I decided to downsize and declutter a number of years ago, there are so many things that have changed in my life that I've learned that of course I love sharing with you week to week, either on Facebook Live or on my blogs. But one of the most important lessons that I learned was how to live a simpler, less distracted life. So when our lives are so busy, when everything seems like a priority that needs to have our immediate attention, and when our to-do lists are so long and they leave us feeling, exhausted, unfulfilled, it just might be time to reassess and redefine what you want more of in your life, so that you can let go then of those things that distract you from that simpler, more meaningful life and more abundant life. So when you think about it, minimalism is kind of an art. It's the art of learning to not only live a simpler life with less, but also to be happier and more content because you have less. Sounds like an oxymoron, but it's so true. So when you declutter or pare down the things that in your life that to only those things that matter most to you, life gets really simple. And when you're less distracted by too much stuff that you don't want, you don't need, and you don't use, you suddenly have more time, energy, freedom, flexibility, and even money to live that life that you really want. Because you're no longer controlled or influenced by trying to please or satisfy the demands of others or by societal demands. And you are in the driver's seat, as it should be, and you're totally in control of your life. And the reality is, living a simpler life is really quite simple. So these are my top 5 tips for living a simpler life right now. And they come from the whole minimalist mindset of living with less. So number 1 is take time to determine what matters most to you. What you want more of in your life. And every time you're in a situation and you say, I just love being here, I love being with these kind of people, write it down, because that's what you want more of. And take time to do that, because that's essential to getting what you want in your life. It makes it so much easier for you to determine also then what you don't want and what you want less of. The second step is to eliminate and declutter, let go of the things that you want less of in your life. And that does include the physical and the mental clutter, as well as the toxic relationships, the poor mental habits, and the negative mindsets. And we all have them, and it's not all going to happen at one time. It does take time, and it's a work in progress. So once you start to let go of these, you then have more room for the life that you really want. And then the third step is to say no more often. So create those boundaries around what you will allow in your life and what you won't allow in your life. And that includes saying no to buying more, spending less. It's saying no to overscheduling, trying to do too much and put everything on your schedule. And then it's also saying no to those naysayers in your life that tell you that you can't and are not supportive of you. And then the next step is to say yes more often. Say yes to those things that you want more of in your life. And since you've already made that list, you know what you want more of and what you need to be happy. So, and that includes who you want to spend more time with, how you want to spend your time, so that you can prioritize and focus on those things that matter most to you, including the little things in life that bring you great joy. And number 5 is to slow down. So take time daily to reflect on what you do and don't want. Make it part of your daily routine to say, you know, I don't want this today and I'm not going to allow that, but on the other hand, I do want this. And continue to edit those things out of your life that you don't want. The ones that don't align with what you value, and things that don't contribute to that simple, peaceful life that you want. And most of all, take time for yourself, for self-care. When you start to integrate these 5 minimalist lifestyle tips into your daily life, they'll soon become more routine, more of a habit, and they'll become part of who you are. And your life will become simpler, richer, and you'll have more freedom. You'll experience a new kind of freedom and happiness and joy that maybe you've never had before. So I hope you have a wonderful 4th of July. I will be talking to you then next week. Take care.